Hello and welcome back to the Sassy Beans podcast. My name is Tans and today I'm welcoming Comfort back. She's been on the podcast before and I'm really excited to have her back. And we'll be delving into mental health and well-being, but as a celebration of Black History Month and talking about the cultural aspects of that, the impact around culturalism and mental health. So welcome back, Comfort.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm glad to be back. Thank you for the opportunity again.
Brilliant. Thank you for agreeing to come back on here. And it's currently 9:05 a.m. in the morning. So I'm super grateful that you're up and you're invigorated to actually come on here and give your interview. So, as I mentioned, this is about looking at mental health, well-being from a cultural aspect. I wonder if you can just share a little bit about your culture before we delve into the mental health and well-being side of things, just to give a bit of a foundation.
I am a Nigerian from the Yoruba part of Nigeria. My culture, I don't know how it is now because I've been here for a few years, but while my growing up, really, I don't even know anything about mental health. Nothing like mental health. We so brought up on being resilient, being able to carry on in life with whatever. So it is only when I got to this place, and actually after many, many years in the United Kingdom, that I know what they really call mental health or stress. So I would say that mental health is not something that we don't see it when I was growing up. It's not something that is mentioned or something that exists. But now, I think with the way things, they are becoming aware of it. They are mentioning it as well in Nigeria now, but my growing up years, no, nothing like mental health issues. No mention.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that. And then already it's very interesting because you're saying you are removed in a sense. When you were growing up there, it was different. The culture was a lot different. There wasn't really conversations about mental health. And you've come away and now you're in a different culture, surrounded by different people from different parts of life. And there is very much a talk about mental health and well-being. And so because of that, you've been able to recognize mental health in your own situation, but recognizing that that conversation is now being had back home in your culture, which is necessary.
Yes, it is. It is necessary. Also, some of what maybe contributed to us not knowing, maybe I'll call it not knowing, not that they deliberately did not want to talk about it or mention it, is because my culture is so much of sort of religious.
Yeah.
So whenever we have any problem, it is always spiritual, sort of, okay, you just take it to God. So that is the way we know that, okay, if you're having any challenge, wherever the challenge is, whatever the challenge is, it's all about God. It's not, you don't allow allow that problem to get to you, that it will affect you to do anything else other than seek for solution by going in prayer to God. Whether you are Muslim, whether you are Christian, what we know is just go to God in prayer and ask for a way out. Of course, in the community, in the family too, they support you. If you let them know that this is what you are going through, in their own way, they will support you. But there's no thought or anything about mental health,
Okay. And thank you for sharing that. And it's interesting. There's a few interesting aspects. You started by talking about the religion side of things and going to God. And that's still very much encouraged here as the first point of call. But I wonder what you understood going to God in prayer to be. And if you were to say to someone, that's the advice, what does that entail? What would that look like for someone?
Okay, in the Bible says quite in quite some passages in the Bible, it is written that be anxious about nothing, but by prayer, thanksgiving, and supplication, you make your requests known to God. So whenever we have any problem, those are the line that they will direct you to. That you have a God who hears and answers prayers. So whatever the situation is, you just take it, you go and present it to God in prayer. You trust Him to give you solution, or if it's something that someone else can help you with, God will not come down anyway. Solution will definitely come to us. God is going to use man to give us solution to whatever the issue is. But when you present your case to God, then in His own way, He will come through for you in whatever the situation is. So that is what they meant by you take it to God. And the Bible also said that yes, in the world we will face we will face trials, we will face temptations. But He said, "Be of good cheer. I have overcome the world." So all those passages are what they use as anchor for us.
And you use that word anchor, and that's such an important word, because in therapy, that some of the skills and the tools that they give you, being able to find an anchor, is coming back to yourself. It quite often when we're overwhelmed as part of our mental health and well-being, you find that you are in your head a lot. So you're going through a lot of thoughts, and those thoughts are never ending. It's like a loop sometimes, and that can just feel like you keep piling it on rather than you're relieving anything. And you talked about just using the biblical principles as an anchor, just to remember that actually, yes, you do have a God, you do have a first line to Him, which is prayer. It's always knowing that you are not alone in it. And sometimes when you're in your thoughts, it can very much feel like that, because it's a bit like a cage that cages you in and doesn't allow you the time or process to really problem solve. It's just thinking about the problem, but without finding a solution.
Yeah, I think that is just it. I think that is where that actually, I would say, maybe is the source of mental health. When you have problem or a challenge come up or something happened, and all you just do is just focus on that problem. And as they say, what we focus on enlarges, it expands. So if all you do is just focus on the problem you have, then your mind, it will even get to a state that your brain just wants to burst, because all you think is just that problem. Instead of looking for solution. And I think that is why sometimes it's like a spiral for some people. They don't get out of it because they just see the problem. Yeah, and sometimes too, even when a solution is prescribed to people, some people still find it difficult to follow up on that solution, because they've allowed the problem to also to consume them so much.
Yeah.
And so sometimes some people even look for solution in what is really not a solution. Something that might even trigger or add more to the strength that they already have.
Can you give an example? Yeah.
Okay, like if somebody is feeling down, and instead of maybe find someone to share the problem with, someone you trust to share the problem with, they will sit in their house. They can sit in their house and start drinking. And start smoking. Yeah. So doing that, you are really not helping. That is not solution, because if you drink, your drink eventually, the effect of it will go away. Your problem is still there. You have actually added more because you've spent the money that maybe you don't even have. Now you are smoking. The cigarettes, they say it kills. So you are killing yourself gradually. So you have one problem, you are adding more. I think people also need to know, okay, if I have this problem, where can I find solution? Who can I go to for solution? They say a problem shared is a problem halved. By the time you speak to someone, at least by like letting it off your mind, that even gives a relief.
Yes.
It gives a sort of relief by you speaking about it. But if all you do is just leave it in your head and it's just going round and round and round and round and round and round and round, you are really not helping yourself. And that is the basis or foundation of mental health.
Yeah. And I hear that rumination that you talked about, the thoughts going round and round, but also adding a problem onto a problem. There's very much, I strongly believe these sayings didn't just come out of nowhere. Sometimes we do tend to forget them because we're not so connected to like the cultural grounding of things and the folklore and all these different sayings and stories, but they were grounded on some really experiential principles. People were experiencing things, and then they realized that actually when you shared it with someone, it felt a lot lighter. So definitely that idea of sharing with someone you trust. But I wonder, how does someone get to a point? So for example, if they're in a state of rumination, how do they then get to that point where they feel like they can speak to someone, especially when it comes to culture? Because it depends on what the problem is. I know many cultures may not agree with whatever that person might be going through. So how do they get to that point where they're breaking those barriers down to actually receive that support that they might need?
I think it would be good if in every family, in our families, if at least we have at least one person.
Yeah.
Because definitely we all come from a home, we come from a family. Father, mother, other siblings, and even if we are the only child, there should be someone in the family, an auntie, an uncle, sometimes it's not even about age, because some people are young, but they are still wise.
Yeah.
So you just need to know amongst the people around you, or even your friends, even colleagues, even your mates. By the time we are moving with people, if you have people as friends, you have aunties, uncles, and the rest, we should know, okay, who amongst these people in my life can I talk to? Who will have the listening ear to listen to me properly? And even if they don't have the solution, if they can direct, even the mere listening, and if they can direct or advise positively,
yes,
the solution will begin to come.
Yes. And that's so important, because quite often, I mean, one thing I always say is I believe that in us, we have the tools to tackle whatever problems we're going through. Sometimes it's just that you're in a state of survival, so you can't quite get to the thought process that you might need to be able to put one foot in front of the other to find the solutions that you need, whether that be talking to someone, whether that be going to a certain place, whether that be just sitting back and taking stock of what is it that you want going forward, or what might need to change, what habits or anything. Sometimes we just need that environment or many times we just need that environment where you can take a moment, come out of survival mode, so you can just rest and reflect.
Yes, reflection is actually a very important aspect of mental health. Before it gets too bad, I would say, because when it gets too bad, to even sit and reflect, you cannot do it by yourself. You will need the guidance of somebody. But once you notice that it looks like maybe I don't like what I'm saying, I don't like what is happening, then if you're able to sit and reflect, okay, how did I even get here? How did this happen? If you can sit and reflect, see what happened, how it happened, how you managed to get to where you are, that things became the way it is, then if you can just like step back, you can retrace and see, okay, what do you need to correct? What did you do that made that to happen? Or what should you have done that you didn't do that got you to you having the problem that you are having?
Yeah.
So reflection is really an important part of mental health.
Absolutely. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I always encourage time of reflection, and it doesn't have to be extensive. Some people, it can put them off because it means having that time of silence. It could be 2 to 3 minutes. You start with that and then build accordingly. And reflection can be done anywhere. It's best to do it in a place where it's quiet and you don't have other responsibilities pulling at you at that moment. But reflection, once you build a momentum, you start small and then you build up and you try and put it in as part of your daily things of just living, just reflecting on the day. Or you start the morning where what do you want for the morning? You're setting an intention for the day, and then at the end of the day, checking whether you were able to complete those. What might you want to change, or what might you want to see going forward? I guess one of the questions I want to ask is what are some of those early warning signs that you might, like, people can look out for?
You mean in mental health?
In terms of how they're doing, like, mentally and their overall well-being.
The thing is, we need to know ourselves. You need to know yourself because our body do speak to us.
Yeah.
So it could be like maybe you are losing sleep over something. You are just restless. You are anxious.
Mm-hmm.
So all those are signs of, okay, something is happening that should really not be happening.
Yeah.
So those are because what made me realize what is called stress, as I said, in this country, because I never knew anything called stress when I was in Nigeria.
Yeah.
But what made me to realize stress was when I started having the feeling of restlessness, being anxious when I think of going to work.
Mm-hmm.
That was when I realized, no, something is not right. Something is definitely not right. So,
and then once you recognize that, feeling of something felt off, you talked about knowing yourself. So it was easy for you to recognize. But not only did you recognize, you stopped to listen to what your body was trying to tell you. And then what did you do in response to that?
What I first did when I recognized what was going on, I went to my manager. I think I first spoken to them. I think I spoke to one or two of them.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was not getting the solution that I needed, then I wrote to the top. Yeah. Because I really definitely needed someone to look into the situation for me. Because I don't want to be going to work and I'm anxious.
Yeah.
I'm in anxiety. I'm at work. I'm like, I don't know what. No. So I took steps. And at the same time, I went to go seek for help. I went to my surgery to see my doctor, who then referred me to the therapy. I was going, we were meeting, I think do we meet once a week? Okay. Maybe once a week with other people also that was there then. Regarding they have everybody have different issues, so we all sit around and then we talk about what we are going through. So we learn from each other. Okay. So I think I had that for like maybe about a month or so, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And how did you find that experience? Because I'm just curious, because I understand that not many people, or some people might find that a little bit more anxiety provoking than maybe speaking one-to-one. You're going into a space where there are other people. And yes, there's something strong about being in a supportive environment where other people are experiencing the same thing, but that can be daunting for some people. So how was your experience, especially as an African woman going in?
It was actually a mixture of genders and a mixture of cultures. Mm-hmm. So getting there, I am a very private person. Yeah. I'm a very private person. I just don't talk. So, but getting there, looking around and listening to other people, then, okay, I'm not the only one that have problem.
Yeah.
Everybody have their own issue.
Yes.
And if you are thinking of that, even that alone is even stress. It's stressful to think, oh, I don't want to do this, I want to do that. If that is where solution is for you, if that is where you find solution, why? Personally, I would do anything to find solution for my life.
Yes.
When it comes to my mental state, when it comes to my health, I don't joke with it. I will do anything. I don't care what it is. As long as I know I will find solution,
yes,
I will do it. Because it is important to me. I want to be here and I want to be healthy.
Yes.
I don't want to be walking on the street and I'm talking to myself. Because we see people walking on the street and they are talking to themselves. It starts from somewhere.
Yes, of course. Of course. And this is part of why we're having these conversations, is so that people recognize the earliest signs of a decline in their mental health and well-being. And like you said, being able to go and get that support, knowing where it is and having the confidence to go and seek the support, because there is support, whether that be someone close to you or whether it be an actual service provider, is knowing that there is something for you. But there's also strategies you can do, taking some of that stress off. Sometimes we have expectations on ourselves that can weigh as heavy burdens. And there is, in some cultures, there is this stigma of being strong. And I'm wondering if that's something you've recognized in your culture, and how maybe has it affected you, or how do you feel that it affects people from your culture or from Black and brown communities?
I will say in my culture, because we are brought up on resilience.
Yeah.
We are brought up on resilience, so definitely you are expected to be strong. But at the same time, we are human. So that human aspect will still play. It will have its own, it will play its own part. So personally to me, it depends on you as an individual. The culture can say this and that, but it's all about your life. Yeah. You are the one that knows what you are going through. And you are the one that knows how you are feeling. And yes, what I did, some people may not be able to do it, but there is talking therapy that you just do over the phone. You have to go in amongst other people. Yeah. So it's just, and the person you are talking to is not related to you. Maybe even because I think I didn't do over the phone, but I think if you do over the phone, because it's not even part of your, I don't think it's part of your surgery. I don't think there's someone in your surgery. So it's not even somebody that maybe will even see you and know you or recognize you.
Yeah. It's a separate service.
So then why don't you just go for that support instead of allowing yourself to stay in the rut and get worse? Once you can sense something is not right mentally, then seek for help. We're in an environment where you can get help. Yeah. And even in our homes, in our families, as I said earlier too, there should be at least one person that you can, auntie, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'm going through. Uncle, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'm going through. And they'll be able to give you their own advice. And if you think what they have said is not what you want to hear, or it will not work for you, then seek for professional help.
Yeah. Thank you. As I was listening, one of the questions that came up, yes, there's a lot of encouragement to go and seek help as an individual, and recognizing that, yes, you might have a cultural identity and you're part of a community that maybe has an image of things, but it's remembering that you are still an individual that is part of that. So it's recognizing what is it that you need and being able to get the support that you need, despite those sort of cultural messages which might have a lot of taboo around mental health. And I guess one of the questions I was looking at is that sort of misconception in terms of being able to emotionally express, because it happens. I mean, I'm from a Caribbean culture, and one of the things is, and I think we've had conversations about this, and I'll try and let you answer the question before I veer off, but I'll just make this one point. In terms of Caribbean culture, it has a mixture of we're African descendants, but also a mixture of that sort of colonized way of thinking. And one of the ways I saw it express itself, especially growing up and having a Caribbean parent, is that there's not really an encouragement to talk and express yourself, because it's almost like it's seen as rude or disrespectful. You're to get on with things. Coming back to that being strong, you are to get on with things. So if things happen, there's an expectation that you don't cry about it, you just keep it moving. And I'm wondering, again, from your sort of cultural experience, how is the idea about expressing oneself received or not received?
You have said it as you are from African background, so it is the same thing. It is the same thing. It's like but saying that also, I think it also depends on the home.
Okay.
Yes, culturally, these things you are like, it's like you have no expression as a child. You just do as you are told.
Mm-hmm.
You just do as you are told. But it depends on the home also that you grow up in, because some people who grow up in like a enlightened environment, their parents are enlightened. The way communication and everything is different, because they have they have already imbibed some Western culture in their home. But those ones that are thoroughly African, who hasn't got any Western something in their home, it is strictly only parents. And whatever they say is what you do.
Yeah.
But by the time you begin to grow up, let's say you go to college, you go to university, you mix with other people. So that also that have effect on you as well. It helps you to know, okay, I can express myself. Of course, it may not be as much as it should be, but then you will have all these friends that maybe they talk about whatever. And then you can say, oh, so you can talk about this. Oh, so this is really going on. So you learn things that you did not learn in your closed family or environment. So also it has to do with exposure of the home, of the parents. So if the parents are exposed, then the way the children will be brought up will be different. But if they are not exposed, if they are the close, that all they know is, when they are talking, you don't even look up.
Yeah.
Because it is seen as you are rude.
Yeah.
They are talking to you and you are looking up.
Yeah.
No, they are talking to you, you have to stand there and your head is down. And when they have finished talking, thank you, sir, thank you, man, then you walk.
And it's interesting, what do you then do with that information? Because you're receiving, you're showing respect, you're receiving, but then what changes? How do you get to the point of making those changes? Because I'm imagining what they're telling you is something, maybe they're telling you off for something, they're not happy with something you've done. So then how do those changes come about when there's not really communication going on?
They've told you what they want you to do, so you go ahead and do it. And if they say don't do, then you don't do.
Yeah.
Because if they say don't do and you do, you know what it means. You know what it's coming. So you just have to obey.
Yeah.
So you cannot say, oh, mommy or daddy, I can't do this because of this. No. It's okay, yes, ma, or yes, sir. And then you go and do whatever they've told you to do. Or if they say don't, then that means don't. And you don't try it again.
Yes. And I hear that. And they say obedience is better than sacrifice. But I'm also wondering, in those moments, a few things you've said. You've said in that household, if that's all they know, then that's all they can pass down. But in another household that you've talked about, maybe has had some input from more westernized culture, then they're able to give their children something else. And so that child has a more variated foundation. But for that other child who maybe grew up in a household where all they knew was one way of doing things, then they leave and they go somewhere and they're exposed to other things. Then they get that opportunity to realize actually there are other things out there. So education and knowledge is something that really sounds like it's really important. But I'm also wondering, for those who's in the parent household that has that lack of knowledge or has that culturally embedded way of doing things, how does the obedience then be a sacrifice for their mental health and well-being? Because that can happen as well.
As I said, there's really, they don't see it as mental, they don't see it as a mental health issue. So until you hear about all these things, that's when you know, oh, I hear these days that some people say that the way that we were brought up, it was serious, this thing. Because you now know something different. If you don't know anything different, it is the norm. Absolutely. So it's not going to cause any mental problem for you, because you've seen that is the way it is.
Yes.
You have accepted it as, okay, they are my parents. And this is what they want me to do, so I do it. As long as you know it is right, because definitely they will not really necessarily ask you to do anything bad anyway. Because what they are doing is, what they know best is what they are doing. Yeah. They want the best for you. And that is their way.
Yes.
The best that they want for you. They want you to grow up and be responsible, and be somebody who can take responsibility, be somebody who can stand up to anything. That is why I said we are like brought up on resilience. We are brought up on resilience. I can actually say that my country is the way it is today because that is the way that we live. We are not one who stand up to, like, if you are doing something bad, and we know that what you are doing is not bad. When you come with your problem as a government, we will turn our back to you and look for solution. We don't rise up to fight you. We will look for solution. So so much resilience is built in us. That is why today you did not hear war in Nigeria. Many things are going on in that country that should have resulted in war. But when any government come and they do whatever rubbish they are doing, my people will turn and look for solution. They always find solution to whatever the problem is. They always have solution.
Wow.
And that is why the government continue the way it is, and they carry on with the rubbish that they are doing with the people. We are built on resilience. We are a culture built on resilience. We are resilient towards anything. So we are built very strong. We can withstand whatever you bring. Only now that the Western something is coming into us, then some are getting broken.
And when you say broken, what does that look like? Because I'm hearing that you've been brought up as a resilient nation. So what is that brokenness?
The brokenness now, people can now see that, okay, we don't have to put up with this rubbish. But they are being sold when you are being sold lie, you bought it for a very long time, it's like it's become the truth. So it's become the truth. So even when you are now coming up and say, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that, some will agree with you, but they are not taking any action. In Nigeria, before, you will not hear that somebody commits suicide. Because they don't see whatever the problem is, there's always solution. But these days, for the past few years now, you hear somebody commit suicide. And this is now they are saying, it is then that they are now talking about, okay, it's the mental state of people. Because when people have problem, they can't talk about it. They see it as stigma. So they can't talk about it. Maybe they don't know who to discuss with, or you can discuss with some people and they use it against you. So that is why I said the brokenness is coming in now, because they can see that, no, this thing, the way this thing is really should not be like this. But then there is no system in place. Apart from maybe you go to your pastor, or you have your friend, or you have somebody in the family who you can talk to. But the person needs to be trustworthy, because there are some people, when you discuss your problem with them, before you know it, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people, they've already known about what you discuss with them. So this is the problem with people, that they don't even want to, instead of talking about it, they just keep it to themselves.
And that's where most of the problems start, isn't it?
That is it.
Instead of the problem being halved, now the problem's been multiplied.
That is it.
Yeah, it's really sad to hear, but also I'm hearing that they're recognizing that there's a need for mental health services. There's a need for a system that goes beyond just being resilient. Resilience isn't just about coping with whatever you're given. Resilience is also about having, like you said, having solutions to the problem, but also building on those solutions, having more solutions outside of just the cultural aspects of things, recognizing that because you're having westernized ways coming into Nigeria, it's also about recognizing that how is that impacting the nation and what changes might need to be made in order to accommodate for that.
I don't know if the government is doing anything regarding that. I don't know if they are doing anything regarding that. I think some individuals are just taking it on themselves to have like practice where people are being helped with mental health.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. So some individuals take it upon themselves to have like therapy clinics or practices. Because they can see that this thing is a problem. But the government itself, even the general health, they are not even looking into it. So it's individuals that are looking into such things so that at least people can get help, they can get the support needed.
And that's so interesting again, because it's what you've said. You said the people have learned to be resilient, so they go around finding solutions to that problem. And I wonder, I know we're talking about Nigeria, but I wonder as well how that differs in this culture, because very much people are reliant on, or can be reliant on, services or the government to get their support. And quite often, or a lot of the times, that support doesn't come in a way that they would like it to come. So how, I guess, I'm thinking in terms of like making that connection between creating that resilience within people here, that yes, they can access the services, but also if there's a problem, how can they be part of the solution?
I think as individuals, each person needs to know themselves, as I said, and you need to know what you want for yourself. Because if you don't know what you want for yourself, even if they are giving you a solution, you may not recognize the solution. And if they give you a solution, if you don't know what you want, you will not know if that solution is actually solution for your problem. Because it could be a solution, but that solution may not be for you.
Yeah.
It depends on what do you really want to happen in your life. What is the end result or the outcome that you want for yourself? You need to know that. Then you need to, when you know that, then so where do you seek help? Where can you get that help? But if you don't know what you want, then you will know who or where to go.
So it's almost like working backwards. You need to first identify what is it that you want, so then you can start to look for the solutions to achieve that particular thing. But yeah, I completely agree. If you don't know what your destination is or what you're trying to get from something, you could end up going around in circles. You can end up in situations where, you've invested time or effort, but it hasn't changed your situation because that's not what you needed. So being able to, but also knowing what you need is sometimes about also understanding what's available, because many people don't know the services that are available to them. They don't know about talking therapies. They don't know about wellbeing group. And I know we're talking about therapy, and I did have a question regarding therapy, and you've kind of touched on it here and there about your experiences of having therapy, but also a little bit about Nigeria and how people are setting up their own therapy clinics. But when we're talking about therapy itself, I guess one of the things that I've noticed about the Black and Brown community is just that community, coming together as a community and being in a space where they can openly have conversations about things. And through those conversations, through those collective stories, people can find healing and empowerment in that sense. And it's almost like you're coming together and you're sharing a problem and halving it, but without the expectations or having to pour, I guess, your soul out into an environment. It's just something I noticed that naturally happens. And maybe I should be a bit more specific, like things like cooking together or worshiping together is an opportunity for someone to come in and be part of something and find their healing and their solution in there without, I guess, mirroring that kind of therapy. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to really talk about the problem itself specifically. And I wonder, what is your sort of take on that?
I think spending time with people does help with our mental state. Because sometimes to get into a stage where you will have mental health issue, also, I think loneliness has to do with it. If you might be amongst people, but yet you are alone. You might be living with people, but yet you are alone. If you do your thinking and everything by yourself.
Yeah.
So being in the community of people, I think we of course need to build trust amongst ourselves. So if you're in the community of people that you trust each other, your friends, they could be friends that you grew up with. They could be like church environments. If your church if you are in a good church, if it's a good environment, or you have a friend who is in who attends a good church, and their church is a good environment, mixing with other people.
Yeah.
Cooking, like you said, sometimes even just sitting down.
Yeah.
Just sitting down and just talking generally. You may not be talking about any particular problem. So, just sit there, you're just talking, you're just chatting, you just relax. But the problem is, in this age that we are in, many people do that. Everybody's running around. And that is also the beginning of mental health, because we don't even have that time. If you want to reflect, how can you reflect when you do not sit down? You can't reflect without sitting down. You need to have an alone time. If you're a Christian, alone time with your God. Where you sit, you go to God, you read your Bible, you pray, and you just don't do that and walk off. It is communication. You read the Bible, God speaks to you through the Bible. You go in prayer, listen to what He has to say to you even as you pray.
Yeah.
When you finish, just give it 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes and be still.
Yeah.
The mind, to give the mind a space. But in this age, everybody just run around.
Yeah.
So we did that community, the community definitely would be a good thing if we have community where we trust ourselves, if we meet, even if it is like maybe even twice a month, maybe twice a month, or even if it is just 1 hour, that you just sit and just chat, you just relax. It will be, I know that because I go to the library.
Yeah.
So, and I see that in different libraries, they have different activities. So even if you don't have friends you trust, you don't have family that you trust, you don't have church community or anything, if you go to Ackley Library, I've been to quite a few of them. You will see one activity or the other that they run. It could be weekly. Just join one of them.
Yeah.
Join one of them. There are people that doesn't know you.
Yeah.
Eventually you become friends.
Yes.
They talk, they tea, coffee, knitting. They do all sorts of activities. That gets you out of yourself.
Yeah.
So all these things allow you to wind down.
Yes.
And if you don't want to do that, then create space in your own house. Create space. Create that time to just be by yourself and your God.
Thank you. Those are some great tips. You know, you talked about getting out and meeting new people and being in a space that's a little bit unfamiliar, but also allows you to have that togetherness to help to combat some of that loneliness, which absolutely a lot of people are facing. And it's something that seems to still be a backlash of what we went through in COVID. There's lots of initiatives to get people together. I know that in GPs, they have like Together Better, which is something that's run by volunteers. And what they do is similar to what you've just said. They have activities and they meet a few times a week. They have like a full timetable and you can choose what you want to get involved in. But it's another opportunity to get out and do things that will support your mental health and well-being. I know that they have things like walking groups and stuff like that. So there's something about getting out and meeting other people, but also getting out, moving your body, because that's another part of supporting your mental health and well-being. Going for walks, connecting with nature, whether that be your local park, or there's some lovely parks around that you can spend a moment in nature and recognizing that there's beauty around you in sometimes what can feel like chaos. There's beauty. But as you said as well, spending time in prayer with God really replenishes you. And other things you can do at home, taking a bath, listening to music that's uplifting, speaking to a friend on the phone if that's something you can do. These little things that sometimes we take for granted, but we have access to, can really help to support our mental health and well-being. And of course, I would always encourage someone to journal, to write things down, because quite often if we're in our head ruminating, sometimes when we're writing something down, whether that be something we're struggling with or a vision that we have, the Bible says, write the vision and make it plain. Sometimes when you put things out in front of you, you've written it out, you're releasing yourself, you're creating that space and mental capacity to be able to do something else. And sometimes it can be a great way to reflect. So that's another tool that's available. And also I'm seeing that there are lots of apps that are coming up everywhere, lots of apps that you can engage with that helps to support your mental health and well-being. There's a lot more conversations being had about mental health, which is great to see, and always great for us to keep having these conversations, especially the cultural aspects of it as well. We're going to wrap up, and I want to thank you so much. I guess just before we finish, I want to ask personally, how do you cultivate joy and softness and peace?
What you just said, some of the tips you just gave is what I use. I am a believer, so I read my Bible, but I tend mostly to listen to inspiring Christian music. So when I listen to them, and I just don't listen to them, I connect to the lyrics so that they get into my soul. I just don't listen to whatever. I make sure that I connect to what they are saying so that it connects. I connect to it. It has I give it meaning.
Yeah.
I let the meaning of what they are singing about really it make it personal to me.
Yeah.
So that is where my joy, my comfort.
Yes. Wonderful. That's wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And finally, what's one word that sums up how you feel about the future of mental health conversations in our communities?
I think in our community, we need to be able to come together, because since COVID, people don't... there's really nothing like being amongst people.
Yeah.
Nothing like being amongst people. We need ourselves. No matter what the government is saying, we need each other.
Yeah.
Not just by phone is good, but seeing each other, sitting with each other, it makes a lot of difference. Face to face makes a lot of difference. So we need to get to that stage where we can openly, at least find one or two people that you trust, that you can discuss whatever issue that you are going through, that you can discuss it with.
Yeah.
Share your problem. Don't just put it in your head.
So that
because you are not
togetherness.
helping. We need that
togetherness.
togetherness. Yes,
Yeah.
we need that togetherness. We need it.
Yes.
Whether it's in the church, whether it's in the family, whether it is in the community, we need that togetherness.
Thank you so much. That's a strong word to end on, that togetherness. And I just want to say thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your words of wisdom and for sharing your experiences. It's been a great pleasure having you back on the Sassy Beans podcast. Thank you once again to all our listeners for joining us here with Comfort today as she shared her experiences with us. Just before we go, I want to let you know that as part of the Sassy Beans podcast, we now have the Sugar and Sass Wellbeing Academy, which looks at all things to do with mental health and well-being. There's lots of free resources on there that you can go and have a look at. There's also an opportunity to have one-to-one coaching with myself if you're struggling with finding clarity and anything to do with your general well-being. So if you want to, so it'd be great if you can check that out at www.sugarandsasswellbeingacademy.com. You've been listening to Tans. This is the Sassy Beans podcast. Take care for now. And remember, your mental health and well-being matters.